Hey guys, what's going on? Happy Wednesday. The topic today is, are you a world-class business or are you in the process of becoming one? You're in the process of building one. So I'm going to be watching on my phone so I can also get to see who's hopping in, who's looking at this as well, because I want to say hi to people. This is probably also a good way for me to actually see and make sure that I'm in my right page. So this is a new time, by the way, that I plan to go live. So it's going to be around now, maybe a half an hour before. It makes more sense because I have client days for Tuesdays and Thursdays, and Wednesday's a perfect day to do it. So hope you guys are well. Drop me below what your business is. We can start talking about different genres. Thank you for joining. So this is actually one of the questions I ask on my application form. I'll tell you why. The people who are looking to become a world-class business are playing the game at a completely different level. So a way to think about this is, if you were playing a pro sport like basketball, would you be wanting to be like MJ or LeBron? Or would you be somebody who is okay being a team member and supporting others and kind of being not in the limelight? Hey, Donna, what's going on? Donna, drop us a little note about what your business is. Oh, thank you. I actually cut it myself. I did a self-cut because I couldn't get out in COVID. So again, drop what your business is. What is your world-class business? Brag. Tell us what you do. So if you're on the team, you're playing in the NBA, and even within those parameters, you know how many people actually make it from being a star in high school? Hey Ryan, what's up? Who wouldn't want to be MJ? I'm going to answer that question actually, because there's a lot of people who wouldn't want to be MJ, and I'll tell you why, but I'll get to that in a second. So, yeah, where was I? Okay, so back to the college athlete, that whole thing. So if you were in basketball and you were a star athlete in high school and you feel pretty good about yourself, you're pretty excited, you're getting a lot of fanfare from the people who are in your town, your coach thinks you're amazing, the other people in the team kind of build you up, you're like the star player, you might be dating the cheerleader, head cheerleader, that kind of thing. Your mom and dad think you're awesome. They come to all your games. Your little sister's rooting you on. You feel pretty good about yourself. Then enter time to get recruited to different colleges. And so being the star player that you are, you're kind of excited for this moment. And some people come through, they've heard about you, they've watched you, and some recruiters come through. You get a full ride to college to go play basketball. You're excited. You're feeling so good. You are still in the belief state of, I'm going to be a world-class basketball player. Maybe I'll be MJ, whatever role that you're playing on the team. You want to be the best player. You then get to college and you start out as a freshman and suddenly, snap, you're literally in a different arena. It's no longer the fanfare of where you were at. Same is true for your business. So what can feel like amazing for you as you're first starting and you're getting a lot of momentum, you're getting some wins, you tell your friends and family and they're super excited to watch you start a business, you get your first client or two, you feel excited. You know you're going to do everything you can to make those clients happy and deliver an excellent product. So you're like on top of it. You're all over it. You almost can't sleep at night because you're so excited. Then so back to our basketball player who's now in college. He's a freshman, and now he's surrounded by 20 other players who all were stars at their home high schools. And he realizes, I'm in a completely different arena. This is one of the biggest forks in the road if you're ready to be a world-class business. So what's our player going to do? Is he going to adjust his new identity and say, man, I am not even half as good as like the senior players. They've got me benched most of the time. I'm just watching them, etc. I'm not used to this. And kind of like sit back and own the role he's been put in. Or is he going to take the other side of the fork and say, I'm not there yet, but I'm going to be there. I'm going to be one of the top players, and I'm not going to wait until my senior year to show them how good I am. So the actions that this person takes are different. They're different than somebody who would have taken a right turn and accepted what their identity is. So this is why having a world-class business starts with identifying yourself as either already having one or you're in the process of building one. If you aren't anywhere close to it, you can't just put on the identity and tell yourself I'm a world-class business and do that. Like, it doesn't work like that. What's up, Melissa? Thanks for saying hey. It doesn't actually work like that. You have to be somewhat congruent with where your state is at. So you can do is shift your identity and say, I'm in the process of building what this looks like. So go back to our player. Let's say he has picked moving forward and he's going to be a world-class basketball player. He's going to make it to his senior year earlier. He is getting extra time in at practice. He's showing up earlier, leaving later. He's asking the coach for specific feedback. Don't go easy on me because I'm a rookie. Please spend time with me. What do I need to do? How can I show up better for the team? He's becoming friends with the people on the team who are where he wants to be. He's recruiting them for help and mentorship, and he's also giving and feeding that relationship with his energy, his bright-eyed energy that a lot of young people bring in, that freshness where some of these people might have gotten a little bit bored with, sophomore year, junior year. He's doing that. So he's building relationships that are going to last the time that he's there and maybe beyond. So as he continues to do that, working his butt off, looking at his identity, every day envisioning the basketball player he's going to be. But this is where the fork in the road happens. Because if he picked the other way, here's what that looks like. That looks like, okay, well, I'm a rookie, so, that's just the way it goes for now. I'm going to do everything I've been told to do. I'm going to follow the rules. I'm going to make sure I'm on time to every practice. But, nobody else stays late. Like, that's kind of like, I've got stuff to do. All the guys are going to go hang out and probably going to meet up some girls at a bar. And that sounds like a ton of fun. I mean, I did 3 hours of practice. Like, I'm good for it. Like, the coach is saying I'm doing really well. That's a level of acceptance. I'm good where I'm at. It looks like everyone's happy. Looks like I'm doing good. I can see my skills are changing. That's exactly where average happens. Average is the arch nemesis to world class. I see it all the time. I see it all the time. Hopes and dreams and expectations of where your business are like over here. And then I hear the energy, the decisions, what you want to do, what's holding you back, how things are hard, or, you don't have the resources. Then I hear that here. So when I see this like incongruence, I call it like it is. And I say, you know what? Do you really want this? Like, stop it. And they're like, first thing, what do you mean? I'm like, do you really want this? Are you really trying to hit 100K months, or is that just something we're talking about? Because it's so far away from where you're actually at, it's comfortable to come up with this bogus goal, because then you can sit back and tell yourself it was too hard anyway. So, yes, exactly, Melissa. Be obsessed with leveling up. This is the difference. This is where you can see that starts to unpeel and there's the fork in the road. Making the easier decisions, taking the path that seems more comfortable. When you're in your comfort zone, you're not learning. You're not growing. It's the equivalent of hanging out on your lazy boy with like a big furry throw on and watching Netflix. You're not growing as a person. You can do that from time to time. I'm not saying you have to live some kind of cold life or go be a monk, but you do have to make a different level of sacrifices. You do have to be intentional with what your time is. You do have to look yourself in the eye and say, where is some faulty programming here that I have to overcome? What are those invisible barriers within me that are creating an invisible jail around me because I've constructed this about myself? Where are those things at? And let me tell you, it is not comfortable. It is not comfortable to face yourself and the things that aren't serving you dead in the eye. You see what I'm saying? So this is the difference. This is the point in the road where the world class says it's not comfortable, and that's exactly why I need to do it. I'm actually going to double down on doing it, because if I can get around my own limitations, my own beliefs that aren't serving me, my older views, my older constructs of things that are keeping me jailed where I'm at, I'm going to double down on that. And I know it's uncomfortable. I know it's not fun. It would be cooler if I just focused on my strengths. But as a world-class business, I know that is not where growth happens. How else does this come out? This also comes out if you are paying people, if you are paying to be in a mastermind, take up space in the room. Take up space in the room, take up space in the virtual group and room. This is an expander for you. When you do this, and you ask the biggest, dumbest, most vulnerable questions, I promise you, you are up-leveling. You are up-leveling with where you believed you were before you asked the question, to then having the courage to show up and ask it in front of both your peers and the people you're getting mentorship from, and then the receipt of what you get back. You leave that room a changed person, whether you consciously know it or not. Thank you, Brett. I appreciate the hairstyle comment. I was on a little tangent there. It was on my, I was preaching there. Be obsessed about leveling up. Exactly, Melissa. So if you get into that state, great, I got here. What's next? What can I do better? What am I not thinking about? This is one of the biggest, best questions you can ask yourself when you're on your path to be a world-class business. Where are my blind spots? What are the questions I'm not asking? What am I not paying attention to? What is comfortable to ignore? That's exactly where you need to put your focus. Because I can promise it's probably a weak spot in your business. And as humans, you don't necessarily want to focus on areas that you're not strong. So you have to purposely do it. Now, back to this. Average business says, well, we had a meeting about that, and we have a committee that we've put together to work on our marketing because we know that's an area we need improvement. They're meeting once a month, and they're going to come back, they're going to report what's happening. Now, that sounds good. Again, A for effort. So here we are. We're talking about an average business, or we're talking about world class. I'm not talking about the bottom 20% of businesses who don't make it anyway past 5 years. Those people don't even have the meetings. So I'm not even entertaining that crowd. That crowd's not even on my radar. Not my avatar, not my friend, not trying to do that. So just to make it clear that there's a tier lower, but don't get confused with thinking you're doing some initiative to actually being the needle moving type of stuff you have to do, that you have to strategize for, you have to spend time, resources on, you have to get resourceful on, you have to hire people to do, to move you into another level. So this is where the average business owner gets kind of they start to feel really good about where they're at, because they're like, oh yeah, we took action. We immediately put a committee together to focus on this. They feel really good about it, but it doesn't it does not meet the level of the challenge they're at. So let's say you want to lose like 50 pounds and then you decide you're going to go to the gym for 10 minutes once a week. And you're going to like, hey, at least I'm in the gym. I'm going to do this for 10 minutes. So at least I'm doing it. A for effort, happy that the person's in the gym. But imagine if they sustain that for 6 months, are they really going to see that big of a result? Because they're not looking at their diet at that point in time. They're not, right? Like we all know that. Same thing happens. So as a business owner, you cannot get satiated with average action taking, with average measures. Average measures, average action taking, average planning, average strategy, average ideas lead to more average things. You don't compile 10 average things, put it together, and you're suddenly world class. So let me help define this for you. Having a definition of what is world class and a real vision of what that looks like for you and your business is the first step for you to get there. And by doing so, it's starting to draw a line. I guess I love these cement walls. Cement wall between you and average. You and what the average business would do. So here is my plea. Do not be satiated with average actions and average thinking if you want to be world class. I 100% promise you, you won't get there. You won't get there. Don't waste your time. So Melissa says, look within the experience and the mind shifts that expand your worldview. Exactly. Exactly. And they're all around, but we have a tendency to ignore things that are uncomfortable. Whereas if I feel uncomfort, I kind of dive into it. And it took training on my part. Is not also my favorite thing to do. Like, it's uncomfortable. It makes me feel certain things, emotions I don't want to feel. But if I have an uncomfortable area in my business or my life, I spend more time, more attention, and I talk about it. First step is self-awareness. The second step is leaning on your community to be like, what do you think I should do next? Finding people within your network who can guide you. And if that's paid, so be it. It'll probably be better, to be honest. Ryan's saying, what are the questions? I'm not asking. What is comfortable to ignore? Yep, exactly. So 100%. Let me know, is this helping? And what is the world-class business you're building here? Yeah, so that's the stage that we were at, is actually thinking how world-class business thinks, then doing the things a world-class business actually does, then you get to have. So everyone who's watching this understands the concept of be, do, have. If you don't, go Google it. That's not what this live is about. But it's a concrete concept. People understand it. Where I see clients struggling, or prospects even struggling, they don't know the line between that was average action taking. You might feel good about it, but it's kind of like that's what most people would do, versus here's what the top 1% of businesses would do. Here's where your blind spot's at. And a lot of that comes down to straight, real, honest talk with yourself and what your coaches are giving you. Because we can't all see it outside of ourselves, if that makes sense. So back to our friend. Our friend has taken the path of being world-class, basketball player. He decides to do all those things, the activities that are not considered normal. He ends up growing in the position. He then is recruited into the NBA. So now he's playing professionally. So imagine what happens again. He enters the NBA, and now he's like, oh my God, I'm really not good compared to anybody who's here. Oh my God, this is nothing like playing in college. So he's in the top 1% now of basketball players. But he understands now, because he's done this journey before, that just because he just started, he may not be as good as the people there, but he has it within him to be there. When he does that, he starts making similar actions. He doubled down on his practice time. He builds the same camaraderie with getting information from his coaches. They tell him something, he says, make sure you hit me harder. Make sure you tell me what I need to hear. Coach, I want you to go hard on me. As hard as you can, I can take it. And that person continues to work. He becomes friends with people on the team, especially friends with people on the team who have opposite skill sets to him, because he knows he needs that more. He needs it more than the stuff he's naturally good at. So he starts to build all of these connections, but he tells himself day in, day out, this is just like college. I'm going to do this again. I was successful just like I was in high school. It's not like I was like a star when I was in middle school. And the stardom in high school came after I did these type of actions. So he finds that again, but by that point in time, his conviction within himself of his identity as being a world-class basketball player, is he waffling on that, guys? Is he like, maybe if I win this next game and score 20 points, then I get to call myself that? He's not doing that. It doesn't matter what he scores on the next game, because he's literally playing the long game. So he already now can identify as being a world-class basketball player, also in the NBA, even though he's not quite at that station. So what does he do? Day in, day out, the activities that differentiate and create the 1%. He goes in, he goes hard, and he doesn't make excuses. Excuses are something that feel good to you for the hour, the day, and they don't do anything for you in terms of getting on the path to be a world-class business. I wish I could have done this, but I was planning all of this stuff, then this happened. I mean, it would have gone really well. We were doing well, then COVID happened. Dude, here to break it to you. COVID happened to everyone. Everyone in the world has gotten affected by COVID. You get to decide how you're going to react to that, regardless of what business you're in. Notice I didn't say employees. I didn't say if you're like a nurse or you're somebody who's employed by somebody else. Yeah, your level of control is way different. I'm not talking to those people. I'm talking to entrepreneurs who own their business, you're in the cockpit, you're flying the plane, you're adjusting the dials. So don't let yourself make excuses. I wish I would have done this, but our team wasn't ready and this happened and that happened. The moment you allow yourself to dance with excuses, you'll be dancing all night. Guess what the world-class business owners are doing? They are strategizing. They are planning. They are looking and saying, how can I outwit this? How am I going to win? Because I'm a winner. I'm a world-class business owner. I understand that these kind of things, there's stuff like this that always happens. I expect 20% of the time that there's going to be fires happening. Client fulfillment. Oh crap, somebody quit unexpectedly. Oh no, we've got this sales guy who ended up stealing some of our clients and blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is, I'm just making up random stuff. Oh no, our cash flow isn't where we want it to be. Oh crap, we have oversold and now we're stuck in fulfillment. Or the other way, I've got a team of 10 people that I have to pay, but we haven't brought in sales because our marketing isn't working, because our funnel's broken. Like there's a Hey Chuck, what's up? Happy Wednesday. Richard's excuses are like assholes. Everyone has one. Yeah. I would expound on that, Richard, and I love it. You said it. Excuses are like pores on your skin. Everyone has a million, bajillion ones that you could say. Millions of different pores on your skin and body you could just point to and say, well, it was this. Listen, I'm here to tell you, if you're giving yourself that excuse speech, you're in the average class. 100%, I'm just going to tell you. I'm not saying you can't have a minute to whine. a minute to complain, a minute to vent. That's all good. I'm cool with that. Vent away. Vent on here if you want to. It sucks. But you need to pull up your big girl pants or boy pants and move on. Because that is what average businesses do, is look for excuses to validate their averageness. And what happens is then year over year over year, watch this, promise you, watch this. The people making excuses about COVID hurting their business now, in 5 years when there is no COVID, will not have a business or at very best still be average. Bet you on that. I didn't mean to say loser, but that's kind of what I know. So that's what you have to be really, really vigilant on. And the only person who can do that is either yourself, trusted team members, or coaches, mentors, people that you have paid who are actually qualified to do that. That's all I would say. So you can't take input from everyone about everything. Otherwise, you would just be off kilter all the time. Did I say yourself? I may have missed that, but yourself is number one. So here, if you can just check yourself and see that you're getting into excuse state, you might just need a break. That also happens. You could be tired. You might need sleep. You might be fatigued. You might have just had a shitty day and you just need to take a break. But get back on your world-class course and say, that is not good enough for me. Because I know excuses are not going to get me to the wins. Excuses aren't going to get me out of this hole and have me continue to grow, to strategize, to figure it out. So anyways, I just wanted to make that clear, hit that home today, because I've now literally added this question, the one that's up here, to my application. Because over a period of time, we've seen a lot of success at launch, which we're really super excited for, really thankful for. We have a big offer stack helping individual businesses at different levels. But where I draw the line in the sand is we will not work with people who are not a world-class business or not aiming to be one, because that's what we are. So to take what we are building, which is a world-class business, and to pour that into an average business, what do you think would happen? It would be us giving a ton of resources into something that isn't going to feed what we give it. We don't want that. We're not actually accepting that. So now, as a part of me being the world-class business, us being the world-class business, the business being the world-class business, whatever frame you want to say that in, we don't do that anymore. So quite literally, this means if we're having a sales slump and we haven't made a sale, let's say in 1 week or 4 days or 5 days, somebody could come in and be eager, but if they don't have that thing that drives them internally, I don't want them as a client. I'm not going to make them an offer. There's plenty of people out there who can compete and who can help that person. But I expect the people I'm working with to be getting to those levels, who want to get there, and I expect that to come back. Then I can take that energy and feed off of that and give them more and more and more and get them to those next stages. So I wanted to point that out too, is being a world-class business even requires defining a line in the sand to say, not you, even in a cash pinch, even if you haven't made a sale in a week, even if we haven't made a sale in a week. So anyways, all about up leveling, excited for our company. Our team is growing. We're having a lot of fun. We're looking at the team's visions and goals and where they want to go, and we are bringing it right in to where launch is going and finding pathways for the team to accelerate and get to what they would define as success, personally and professionally. So anyways, that is an awesome position to be in. I'm very grateful. If you have a business that is aiming to be world-class or is world-class and you need help, you are stuck in either sales, not getting what you think you should close, your marketing, organic marketing is not working, but you're awesome at sales, your branding sucks and you know you don't look world class, except for you're making pretty decent revenue consistently, it's just something you've ignored. And the fourth thing is you know your offer and pricing isn't right where it should be at. So if you need help with any four of these things, feel free to DM me below or reach out to Ryan Hill, who's on our team. And we will just get on a call with you, see what's up. It will not be a sales call. That's not how we roll. We don't do that. We're not hard sellers at all, but the first call will not be a sales call. It's mostly Ryan just seeing what's up, finding out what the blinders are in your business. But if you want to be a world-class business, you know you're on your path to get there, you need some help, do the world-class business thing and book a call with us. All right, guys, take care.